Let's give her a crack.
Let's do it, bud.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Money.
Woo.
Oh, now that's celebration.
With our glasses in our hands, the hops and barley bloom in a land of craft and cans. Every sip, a story shared. Review and taste we dare with our Sunday sips. Sunday sips. Every for a trip.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sunday Sips.
Sunday Sips.
I'm your host, Kyle Lucas. That's your other host,
Nick Woodard.
That's the boy. Today, as you know, we have released my birthday episode, a little special episode, not just because it's my birthday, but because we're actually drinking alcoholic beer now, or alcoholic brews now.
We're back in the mix.
Back in the
off
mix.
the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
All that jazz.
Yeah, walking alongside the wagon, but we're off it nonetheless. Today we did go over the holiday season in the sobriety. So there were a lot of seasonal drinks that we missed the release of, but we did not miss them because we got them and now they're here. Yeah. One of which is very, very dear and near and dear, special to our hearts.
Near and everywhere.
We talk about this brewery all the time because it's right around the corner. We talk about it because we're a little biased. Who cares?
And it's also, just happens to be one of the best, if not the best, craft brewery in America. Just, small details.
Sierra Nevada presents their seasonal Celebration Fresh Hop IPA. The can really doesn't change, actually. Well, it does, but it very small tweaks over the years.
Sure.
That classic burgundy red is going to be your pinpoint for sale. You'll know it when you see it. I feel like the celebration type beers, like the seasonal stuff, people really gravitate towards. I know Summerfest is a massive one people love. Celebration, everyone kind of looks forward to it. Oktoberfest, of course, around October time. Celebration really does give it that really seasonal, oh my gosh, Christmas is here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until I feel like for us as adults, until that hits stores, we're like, dude, you know what? It's time.
Right.
It's time.
Right.
Let's give her a crack.
Let's do it, bud.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Money.
Woo.
Oh, now that's celebration.
So it's interesting, and I'm going to read a little bit from the Sierra Nevada website here, because Sierra Nevada usually does a very good job of kind of characterizing the beers that they make on their website. Hop harvest happens once a year, sending brewers to the Pacific Northwest to choose the hops they'll use for months to come. We certainly do that quote-unquote hop selection for all our beers, but Celebration Fresh Hop IPA gets its own 800-mile road trip through Washington and Oregon to handpick the ultimate fresh hops for citrus, pine, and floral flavors at their most intense. Once the hops come down, we race the harvest home to brew Celebration within a few weeks. That's the core of fresh hop beers. Brew right away for maximum hop aroma and flavor. For more than 4 decades, it's the holiday beer to start the celebration. So the interesting thing is, we're not drinking Celebration at its peak.
Right.
In theory, the best time to drink a Celebration is as soon as it hits the shelves. Because that's when it's going to be the freshest. Mm-hmm. It's a fresh hop IPA. That's kind of what the whole concept is about. So it probably, who knows if we'll be able to notice it super well, but it probably won't taste as good as if you're getting it the week they start shipping or what have you. So that being said, we'll put that little caveat into the mix.
Yeah. I do have something that I want to bring up, but
Please.
I feel like we should taste it before I do. So
Cheers, bud.
cheers, bud. Where are you, Christmas?
Tastes like Santa Claus, huh?
Dude, it's I'll bring it up right away. It's 6.7, 6.8?
6.8.
Percent. It's supposed to be pretty bitter, pretty, and I don't mean bitter in a bad way. I mean pretty like strong.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be a very cozy time drink.
Yep.
It's supposed to be a fire.
When you're on the slope with friends or building a backyard campfire for the fam, you need a beer as fresh as fallen snow.
Absolutely. It's strong but fresh, like it says.
Yep.
It's very crisp. It punches real hard at first, and then it kind of like lets up at the end, but it's still pretty bitter. It's nice. It's homey. I like what it said about campfires and stuff.
Yeah,
Like you can. I mean, I always think uh like a fireplace at home.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, same, just inside
Yeah.
outside. On the slopes, I didn't even think about that. I'm not a big snowboarder,
Sure.
skier guy. At least I just haven't been.
But having one of these in the snow,
Yeah,
usually
absolutely.
we've done cabin trips in the
Mhm.
past with groups of friends, and Celebration is always something we grab
Yeah.
because it is such a refreshing beer to have when you're out, hanging out in the snow or like coming in from the snow to get warm and stuff.
Yeah,
You
it
have one of these, it
definitely warms you up.
warms the heart, warms the spirits.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't recommend chugging it. Don't do it. It's not for chugging. It's for warming. It's for getting into that spirit. Save the chugging for the eggnog. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I'm not a big fan of eggnog.
I feel like we need to take a second to talk about alpha hops. I know Celebration isn't directly tied to alpha hops.
Right.
Sierra Nevada is, but I feel like it's top of mind since we just had the last quote unquote official event ever for alpha hops.
Sure. On my birthday.
For those who don't know, for some additional context, Alpha Hops was Sierra Nevada's exclusive beer membership club. You sign up for a wait list. You wait years and years and years. You finally get an email that says, "Hey, do you want to be a part of the Alpha Hop Society?" Which is basically you get access to beers brewed by Sierra Nevada that no one else gets access to 3 different times during the year. If you pay a few extra, you get to go to some Alpha Hops parties where they're doing pours of all their exclusive beers and stuff like that. So they decided this year that they were going to be ending the Alpha Hop Society program with the ambition of creating something new, something better that really caters to a lot more diverse group of beers. Alpha Hop Society was, by and large, barrel aged beers.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, and
pretty niche.
They've talked about the idea of transitioning to something that really creates space for maybe like a nice refreshing lager or a really creative hazy or even dipping into some sours or what have you. Just having the ability to do some really innovative and creative stuff instead of really sticking to barrel aged beers, which, don't get me wrong, all the barrel aged alpha hops we were able to get this year, our first and last year in the Alpha Hop Society, was pretty special, pretty incredible. I think about the blueberry
waffle.
Yeah, blueberry waffle.
Yeah, the tiki torches by Twilight with
Yep.
like pineapple
Yep.
notes and
Yep.
very tropical flavors.
Yep.
Even that black cherry one.
Yeah.
They did, which
Yeah.
or the golden talon.
The Golden Talon.
It
Yep.
surprised me. I
Yep.
thought it was gonna be. I think it was in release 2. surprised me. I thought it was going to be like one of my least favorites, and it was actually my favorite of the
Yeah.
number
Oh
two
yeah.
pack.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's a good thing. It's a bittersweet thing because we just got in.
We waited years to get
Well,
into it.
you waited.
I waited.
I waited a couple months.
Don't say that to me.
I really did. I waited less than a year. It's all about availability. When you get in, you get in. And we will have. I'm assuming we're gonna have first stab at whatever new
That's what they
program.
said, that we would, those who were in the Alpha Hop Society
Get a little priority.
would be told first about
Mhm.
what's coming up. But
And you do alienate uh members of this like craft community when you stick to like very very strong barrel aged stuff.
yeah,
The
yeah,
lovers of those kind of brews are going to circle like vultures. They're going to circle. They're going to love it. They're going
right,
to eat it up
right,
like us.
right.
But you do alienate a lot. People, some drinkers don't want really heavy stuff. They really tend to go for lighter things. And I don't blame them either.
Yeah,
Sometimes I like lighter stuff. Sometimes I like heavier stuff. Depends on the day. Depends on your mood. Whatever. But I think it's a really good idea for them to be a little more inclusive.
sure.
And knowing Sierra Nevada and what they do, they tend to want to be inclusive as they
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Um, they really specialized at first, and then once you grow into a bigger company, you want to be a little more inclusive, and I cannot blame them at all.
And I think they're nothing if not innovative and creative. That's kind of been a hallmark of everything they've done.
Mm.
And I think trying to build out a program that allows them to, play happily in that creative space is going to be nothing but positive for everyone who enjoys their beer.
Right.
So,
I will say one last thing, and then we want to get back to the celebration because it is fantastic.
Sure.
I don't think you viewers are not going to see many Alpha Hop things on here, only because we would love to share them with you, but because of the lone fact that you guys can't go out and get these beers, they're exclusive only. We don't want to tease you. We don't want to,
it feels like a weird thing.
It feels
right?
like a weird thing.
Feels
I
like
don't
a
want
weird
to
thing,
tell
like,
you.
here's this beer that you can't get.
It's inaccessible,
Right.
unless you hit up one of us and we're
I'm gonna
your
say,
friends.
I think if you have if there's a real reaction and there's people who actually want to see some Alpha Hops reviews, we can do that.
We can.
Trust me, I have a very deep lineup sitting in that garage fridge.
I have the whole third box, the
Third
third
selection,
release,
yeah.
because I was sober
Yeah.
for it.
So we've got plenty to work with.
Let us know. Let us know if you wanted to, and we'll do like a one-off episode if you guys really want us to do it. We'll do maybe like a one-off episode, like a flight of our like favorite ones.
We're gonna do a flight of Alpha Hops beers. Are we gonna die on the podcast?
It'll be like on a Friday, and I won't come in on my birthday like I was. But
oh Lord!
But yeah, I mean, like we'll do a small flight, like of our favorite like picks. If you guys really want it,
we can do that.
We'll do it.
We can do that.
Just know that they're probably going to be inaccessible to you. I just didn't.
Most likely you will not be able to find them.
But yeah, tell us in the comments. Back to this.
I'm gonna say on the celebration note.
Yeah.
I want to share this with you because I thought this is kind of fun. I'm on Reddit. I'm on Reddit pretty frequently.
Yeah.
I follow the craft beer subreddit, follow the beer subreddit, all that stuff. There is a trend, and it's funny on Reddit because when there's a trend on Reddit, no matter how goofy it is, excuse me, people run with it. There's a trend on the Blackstone Griddle subreddit of people putting their beers literally on the griddle, and it infuriated some people because, like, what are you doing? You're just cooking your beer. But people started to have fun with it and just randomly put like crazy beers on the griddle and be like, I'm doing it right?
That's
Anyways,
crazy.
The craft beer subreddit, someone thought it was funny because they kept seeing so many posts about, oh, Sierra Nevada Celebration is out. Just got my first pack of Sierra Nevada Celebration.
Yeah.
They would start, and it became almost a daily post by someone new every single day. It would be like, haven't seen this beer before. Have you guys heard of it? And they would post
This is
the
Celebration.
celebration. And it's a dumb joke, but it's like it shows how prominent across the country a beer like this is.
Mhm.
It's so popular. It's like, how do you not recognize Celebration IPA?
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
it's iconic
It's
in
iconic,
itself. Like obviously, pale ale is going to be the one.
right?
It's going to be the
Right.
one. I think they had a marketing scheme like last year.
Right.
It's like still the one,
Still the one
or whatever.
Yep.
It's most like recognized across the globe.
Yeah.
At
It's
this
what
point.
put them on the map.
This is not for everyone, even how good it is. If you don't like bitter things, you're not going to like this, and that's super understandable.
Okay.
I feel like the percentage actually on a lot of things we try out, I feel like the percentage kind of weighs into the IBU factor. I feel like this is less percentage and more IBU. I feel like it's purposefully more bitter to give it that cozier, not chugging, sippable feel. Like you're not going to go home and slam half of this. I mean, if you do, go
More
for it.
power to you.
More power to you. But this is really just like a really comforting, like cozy sip.
Yeah.
I feel like it's meant to be that way.
100%.
There's no way you're gonna get around the bitterness at all. It's meant for that flavor profile. So if you do, then you're gonna love it. I feel like you can taste throughout the years they've tweaked it a little bit here and there, but they keep to the same. It's very good. It's very reminiscent. It doesn't take away from that classic feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's even with some small tweaks here and there, it's consistent. Like
Yeah.
the kind of flavor you're gonna get from a celebration year in and year out. With something like Sierra Nevada's Oktoberfest, they do a different collaboration with a German-based brewery each year. So it is going to be it's the same style of beer, but it's a different beer each year. Celebration is more or less a celebration year in and year out. I think we score it. I think we dive into the scores.
Me or you?
I think you first.
Really? Okay. All right. I actually wasn't thinking about this. I think I want to go on the safer side. You're very scared of what
I'm very scared.
I
I don't know what you're gonna
like,
say.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a 7.75. I like it. It's not my favorite type of beer. It's very the only reason why it doesn't break an 8 for me is because it's very seasonal. It's very not one dimensional, one situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's meant for a certain thing.
I wouldn't really want this on a hot day in the river. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like at all.
Right.
At all. It would be almost like a 4 if I had it on a Chico day at the Sacramento River. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So for that, just for it being niche, I feel like 7.75 is a really high score for it. So that's where, at least for me.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going. It's still great beer. If it's cold out, if it's rainy out, just like now, I'm gonna love it.
Sure. I have a slightly different take on it.
Okay.
And I understand where you're coming from in that, because of its seasonality, it loses some brownie points in that it can't be a good summer beer, or it most likely will not be a good summer beer.
Now, don't get us wrong. We might drink one of these in summer.
Look, if there's one in the fridge and it's been a long day, then shoot.
It's got to be drank. Every beer's got to be loved.
I think that with what you said put into perspective, that makes sense. But if you look at this as if it's November and okay, One of my favorite beers of the year, and this is going to be saying a lot because there's a lot of great beers that we have throughout the year.
Right.
The Summerfest on the lake is a fantastic beer.
Classic.
The the Oktoberfest at Oktoberfest is a great beer.
Right. It's something that you look forward to.
Right. Probably my favorite beer of the year is Celebration on Thanksgiving. Having a beer, sharing it with my parents, sharing it with my family. It's so, at this point in my adult life, it's so uniquely tied to that holiday and to a lesser extent Christmas. But for sure Thanksgiving. It's, you're having a celebration, you grab the celebration, it feels like a celebration.
It's a whole celebration.
It's a fantastic beer. And yes, it's really a 3-month out of the year beer, less if you want to get it as fresh as possible.
Right.
But when it's fresh, when it's ready to go, when it's performing in the time slot that it's meant to perform in, it's probably one of the better beers
It does it well.
that I've ever tasted. So I'm gonna go 8.75.
Hey, yo!
8.75 is where I'm at with the celebration.
Okay, I thought he was gonna go like 8.25.
No.
You're encroaching on 9 territory.
We are getting real close to 9.
All right.
It's there's not many other. And look, I'm wearing a Sierra Nevada hoodie or sweater, wearing a Sierra Nevada hat. We live in the town that Sierra Nevada. Yeah, I am. I love Sierra Nevada beers. There's not too many more Sierra Nevada beers that give me a visceral reaction like Celebration does when I first see it.
Your bias is showing.
I know. I don't care. When I first see it on shelves and I'm like, oh man, Celebration's here. Like Oktoberfest does that for me a little bit, but when I see the Instagram post or when I pop into the shop for a random thing and I'm like, oh man, it's here.
Yeah.
Like that's a cool thing. That's a very special for a craft beer snob like me. That's a very special thing to be like, man, it is the celebration time of year.
Yeah.
And it
really
takes,
like I said, it really solidifies. See, this season is here.
Right.
This is.
It takes a special kind of beer to generate that visceral reaction.
Right.
And I think Celebration is the perfect one for that.
Right.
So 8.75.
I like it. You guys aren't gonna see a lot of like 9.5. I feel like what's the highest we've done? Like 9.5. I ranked one of them real high.
You ranked something very high on a podcast that will never be released.
What? Was it the birthday one?
The birthday podcast that we cannot release. That has since been deleted. You ranked a. I'll say it.
What was the stout?
You ranked a tiramisu stout.
Yeah.
By Woody's Brewing Company. Fantastic brewery. You gave it a 9.25.
That was the highest, though?
I believe that was the highest.
Was the Valle?
I think the Valle was a flat 9. I'll have to look back, but I think the Valle was a flat 9.
I bring this up because you guys won't see. I know a lot of people want to see like, oh, what's the 10? What's the 1? What's the extreme?
What will be the 10?
Well, listen. You're probably not going to see it because 10s require paperwork. It requires it's got to go up the ladder. It requires stamps of approval. It's got to come back down. It's got to be filed. It's got to be, authenticated.
I don't want to say what our
it's gonna be
producer Brittany.
It's got to be approved.
As one dick that we used to know said, 10s don't exist.
Oh, cut that. cut that.
We're not going to cut that.
Anyway, 10s, it's really ultimate numbers like that. You can't. It implies that anything that you do from then on out is not as good. So I mean, I don't want to say never, but 8.8. What'd you say? 8.75 is
It's
pretty
very
high.
high.
That's good for you because that shows me how much like this season means to you, and when it gives you that like reminiscent, like
Yeah.
visceral
Yeah.
feeling,
Yeah.
it really excites you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just to taste like this year's iteration. Excuse me. To go,
Bless you.
it's really carbonated. Just to go down and get it and get excited about it, it's really cool. I feel like Summerfest is the same thing and everything like that. Like Oktoberfest, obviously, it's a little more niche, but
both similar. Yep.
and it's a flavor profile thing too.
Yeah. Yeah.
With each of those.
It's yeah. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So we should kill these. Cheers, buddy.
cheers, fella.
Good celebration.
Woo.
Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see more of us. I'm so sorry. On your feed. And don't forget, crack one for us and we'll crack one for you. Take care.
Cheers.
From citrus S to dark night, we unravel flavors lore. Mosaic dreams take flight of IPAs and we adore. Raise a toast to what's new here in the world of craft beer with Sunday sips. Sunday sips. Every pour a trip with our Sunday sips. Each note we hear as we sip and cheer. Craft beer's near. Sunday's treasures clear with our Sunday sips. Sunday sips. Every pour a drip with a Sunday.